Hello, this is a quick demo for the OfferUp Outreach bot from Snatchbots. You've probably seen the website already. If not, this is basically, it explains quickly how it works. Basically, the bot will search deals for you. It qualifies the deals. It also visits the seller profile to qualify the seller to avoid that you're not sending messages to scammers or shops or resellers if you don't want to, of course. And it makes sure you message them first. So this is not another service that sends you notifications of new listings. We actually message them for you. And then whenever they reply, you'll be notified by OfferUp on your mobile phone that you got a reply and you close the deal. Okay. When you get in, you obviously get access to our video training section where we have some videos right now about the initial setup, which is really easy. There will be more videos about really how to go into the more advanced settings to get the most out of this bot. We also do weekly calls on Zoom where you can ask questions. We can take over your computer, help you out, configure it correctly. If you have any problems, let us know, and we will usually push a fix within 24 hours. We recently started with a feature request board where you can request features, and depending on the utility we see and how many people like it, we will implement those on a priority basis. Here are a couple that like people wanted to edit the timeout per message. So we already implemented this one. We already archive the marketplace inbox for people that have not done any housekeeping for a while. And um, more targeted results, so you can already get minimum maximum mileage and from until years if you look for cars, for example. So all these things are basically user requested features that we implement. We use this ourselves on a daily basis, so you can expect this to be maintained and in working condition all the time because it's our main source of leads. We're in the phone flipping industry, so this is my OfferUp account. Make sure you have a premium account so you get a better visibility in inbox for $7. I think that's a no-brainer. So I will walk you through how the bot is set up. I just look for the keyword iPhones, and I do all these zip codes because I look for resellers. So I go from city to city. I want to have resellers that sell these phones, but I can actually take this away because I look for resellers. These are more interesting when you look for one-time sellers, which most of you are. I have a couple of skip words in the title, so I make sure that the title is actually a phone and not a protector or charger or screen. I can also do skip words in the description if I would be reaching out to one-time sellers, which we do, of course, as well in our areas. I would make sure that whenever it says a firm or financing or down or shop or any of these reseller shop keywords in description, I would not message them. I can set up how old I want the listings to be. And actually, we also implemented a minimum age for low ballers that want to send messages when something is being listed for a week or two. You would basically say 3 days, or some people even only want to message listings when they're only 12 hours. So that's possible as well. Okay. Then you can set up the owner keyword listings, minimum and maximum. This means that it will look at the seller profile and see how many of their listings have your keywords in the title. I set it to minimum 3 because I want to target resellers. If I don't want to target resellers, I would put this probably to 1 to 3. So that's people that sell 1, 2, 3 phones. But as soon as they got 4, I will consider them a reseller. I don't want to message them because I will only get a negative response anyways. Okay. So let's put this back so I don't forget when I continue tomorrow, because this runs on a scheduler. I start at 8 o'clock this morning. Then I can skip profiles that are newly created. So when a profile is created too recently, we filter those out. That is especially helpful on Facebook, but on OfferUp it's possible too. I don't, because I target resellers, and a lot of resellers, they actually have to make new accounts because they get their accounts banned. I've been using my account since 2021 and I haven't had problems using this bot. Because the way we designed the bot, it will interact with the OfferUp API the way the web browser does, and we don't hammer the APIs. We take precautions, we do delays, etc., to make sure everything looks normal. I do recommend, if you start with reaching out on your account and you've never done it before, you would just put the scheduler to run an hour or two and increase that every couple days until you have a full day of botting. Okay. You can also skip shipping and enabled listings. That is because on OfferUp, in the iPhone niche at least, you have to decide that for your niche if it's valid. But if an iPhone says it has shipping, it's usually a scammer, so we don't even want to bother. Um, because I'm reaching out to resellers I don't, but I could just turn that on. You see my today's stats. I have 1,074 listings scraped. 455 of those were new for the bot. So the bot keeps track of all the listings and all the seller profiles it has handled. And that way, whenever it comes up a listing from is either the same listing, a message listing, or a listing from a seller that messaged before or skipped before, it can quickly skip it and get to the important listings. Okay. From those 455 listings, 395 were skipped. That's probably most likely because they didn't have 3 or more iPhones. They're regular sellers, and 60 of those got messaged. Well, this is a little quick hack, but I can see that here I have about 20, 25 zip codes, all different cities. So if I'm here like 20, so I probably got to message 5 resellers in every city today. I send them my messages. I use spin syntax, which is supported. You can get it easily with ChatGPT if you don't know how to do that. All of that is explained in the video tutorials. I send them a couple messages, and here are a couple more settings. We don't send a message to the same seller more than once every 14 days. Whenever our inbox gets too full, we stop the bot, and yes, that's a problem we have had. God thanks. And we can also archive, or in OfferUp's case, is actually delete after sending. That means when we send our messages and we're done, we delete the thread. It will go out of our inbox, and it will come only back in our inbox when the seller replies. Okay. Here are the timeouts of the bot. The defaults are the recommended timeouts, but if you want to play with that, you're good to go. And here we can download, I see there's a word missing, but we can download the skip list and the owner message skip list, sorry, the listing skip list and the owner skip list. And there we can see basically why listings and owners were skipped. So we can tweak our bot, purge the skip list, and keep improving. And there's a little tweak here where we can copy in a listing URL, and we can test the URL to see if with our current settings, the bot would skip or message the listing. So here basically on the right side, if you go to inspect and then you click on console, you'll see all the messages of the bot. So it will fetch listings, it will qualify. If it's already in the skip list, then it will qualify the title. Then we'll say, well, there's 31 new, and then it will go through the listing first. And if the listing qualifies, it will go to the owner. And if the owner qualifies, then eventually it will message the listings. Okay, so here you can basically follow what the bot's doing step by step. But you can imagine the amount of manual labor that goes through scraping 1,000 listings, figuring out with your notes that 455 are new. From those 455 new, you have to realize that 395 you don't want to message, only to message 60. And then really the value is in the people that reply. Okay, so let's go to your inbox, my inbox here, and we see that from the 60 messages, we got quite some responses. Usually, I would say that about 25% of the people we reach out to respond, which is pretty good. Obviously, there we take it over manually. In my case, we will send them to the website, or we send them to a demo video, or we will answer their questions. Obviously, depending on your niche, when you're in the couch flipping niche, you probably want to get to know where they are, what's their number, and you want them to take down the listing as soon as possible. If they're selling diabetes strips, you probably want to see if they are willing to send it to you first. If you're a car flipper, you might want to do lowball offers when listings are listed for. So there's ton of use cases for this bot, and it's really you that configures this bot to have it work like you would. We have tried everything. We have done this manually. We have done this with virtual assistants. At the end of the day, we know that reaching out works. It's a pretty good return and response rate. Is just very tedious, and that's why nobody that we know is consistent, and everybody loves this bot, right? So this is not a notification bot. This is an actual outreach bot. Grab it, try it out for 7 days for $7, and let us know if you have any problems. We're here to support you. Remember, there's weekly calls to help you out and make sure you make the most of this. See you on the flip side.